America doesn't build supercars very often, and when it doesn't do it quietly. It does it with purpose, with pride, with something to prove. These cars aren't designed to blend in. They're designed to be remembered. Some cars are built to sell. Some cars are built to impress. But a very small number of cars are built to make a statement that echoes across generations. Cars that carry meaning beyond numbers. This is the Ford GT. A machine born from rivalry, unfinished business, and a refusal to accept second place. A moment in history where America decided it would no longer watch from the sidelines. But here's what makes this story special. There isn't just one Ford GT. There are two interpretations of the same legend. Two cars that share a name, but not a philosophy. Old soul versus new machine. When Ford revived the GT name, it wasn't chasing trends. It wasn't responding to competitors, and it definitely wasn't trying to be fashionable. Ford was chasing history. A history forged in the 1960s at Le Mans, where Ford shocked the world by defeating Ferrari. Not once, but repeatedly. That moment reshaped motorsport forever. It proved America could compete and win on the world's toughest stage. And it left a scar that would never fully heal. The GT badge carries enormous weight. It represents rebellion, engineering ambition, and a refusal to be underestimated. But time moves forward. Technology evolves, rules change, expectations rise, and Ford faced a decision that would define its legacy forever. Preserve the past or redefine the future. Ford didn't choose one path, it chose both. The 2005 Ford GT was born from emotion. It was a tribute to the legendary GT40, a car already etched into racing folklore. But this wasn't a museum piece. This was a living, breathing machine designed to be driven. Ford didn't want efficiency. It didn't want subtlety. It wanted a car that made people feel something instantly. A supercharged V8 sat behind the driver. A manual gearbox connected human to machine. The experience was physical, mechanical, and unapologetically raw. This GT wasn't built for lap records. It was built for passion, for sound, for vibration, for connection. It demanded attention, it demanded respect, and it rewarded commitment. The 2017 Ford GT came from a very different place. This car wasn't born from nostalgia, it was born from competition. Ford announced its return to Le Mans with one objective: win. Everything about this GT was shaped by racing. Every gram of weight mattered. Every aerodynamic surface served a purpose. This wasn't a car designed to appeal emotionally at first glance. It was designed to dominate at speed. Engineers were given freedom and responsibility. Nothing existed without justification. Nothing stayed unless it made the car faster. This GT didn't care about tradition. It cared about results. And that mindset shaped everything. The design of the 2005 Ford GT is instantly iconic. Wide stance, low roofline, muscular curves that echo the original GT40. This is a design shaped by heritage, by proportion, by balance. It doesn't rely on complex aero tricks. It doesn't hide its purpose. It looks powerful because it is powerful. The shape feels human, like it was sketched by passion rather than algorithms. A car that looks fast even when standing still. A design meant to age gracefully, and years later, it still turns heads everywhere it goes. The new Ford GT looks like nothing else on the road. Every line exists for airflow. Every opening channels air with precision. Flying buttresses carve space through the body. This isn't styling. This is aerodynamics in physical form. The cockpit is narrow. The body floats around it. The car almost looks hollow because it is. Nothing here is decorative, nothing is accidental. Every surface has a job. This GT doesn't try to be beautiful, it tries to be efficient, and that efficiency becomes its beauty. Under the hood of the 2005 Ford GT sits a supercharged 5.4-litre V8, 550 horsepower. Massive torque, instant response. The sound is unmistakable, deep, loud, aggressive. It fills the space around you. This engine doesn't whisper, it announces itself. You feel it through the seat and the pedals. Acceleration feels dramatic, mechanical, honest. Every pull feels earned. This is American muscle refined into a supercar form, a powertrain built to stir emotion, not spreadsheets. The modern Ford GT shocked the world with its engine choice. A twin-turbo V6. For many it felt wrong. For engineers it was perfect. Lighter weight, better balance, smarter power delivery. 47 horsepower delivered with precision, torque arrives smoothly and relentlessly. Acceleration feels controlled, not violent. This engine wasn't designed to sound heroic. It was designed to perform flawlessly, and it did, winning Le Mans on its return. Proof that engineering decisions don't need approval, only results. Driving the old GT feels intense. The cabin is tight. Visibility is limited. The clutch is heavy. It doesn't forgive mistakes. It expects skill. It demands respect. Every drive feels like an event. Every mile demands focus. There is no autopilot here. You don't just drive it, you engage with it, and that engagement is exactly why people love it. The new GT feels composed and surgical. The steering is razor sharp. The chassis feels glued to the road. Grip feels endless. It builds confidence instantly. It doesn't intimidate. It empowers. Speed arrives effortlessly, predictably, precisely. Every input feels calculated. This GT feels like a race car refined for the street, not wild, but devastatingly effective. Inside the 2005 GT, simplicity dominates. Analog gauges, physical switches, minimal screens. There are no distractions, just you and the machine, nothing between driver and road. It feels mechanical, honest, focused, a cabin that values feedback over comfort, connection over convenience. This interior reminds you of a time when driving was about feel, not filters. The new GT interior feels like a cockpit, carbon fiber everywhere, fixed seats. Digital displays adapt to driving modes. Nothing exists for comfort alone. Everything serves performance. The seats don't move, the pedals do. The car adjusts to you, not the other way around. A race-first mentality. This cabin doesn't try to impress. It tries to make you faster. The old Ford GT became an instant icon, loved by enthusiasts, respected by collectors, defined by sound and presence. Its value soared. Its reputation aged beautifully. For many, this is the last great analog American supercar. The new Ford GT earned its legacy differently, through victories, through engineering excellence, through global respect. Together they define two eras of greatness, two paths, one legend. The Ford GT story isn't about choosing sides. It's about evolution, about how performance changes with time. It's about how philosophy shapes engineering. One GT celebrates emotion, the other celebrates intelligence. Both are fearless, both are honest. Both represent excellence in their era. Together they tell a complete American supercar story. And that is the Ford GT two eras. One name, both unforgettable. So now the question is yours. Old Ford GT or new Ford GT? If you love cars like this, subscribe to TURBOSTATIC, because we don't just watch cars, we feel them. And this is car heaven.